Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I am Corey.
And I am Carly. And it's our 5th podiversary.
Wow, it is 5 years of Surviving Sister Wives.
We're going to be celebrating all through the month. I'm very excited to be talking about it.
We have lots of fun stuff planned. Drawings, giveaways.
Not literal drawings, like sketches.
Yeah, not pencil
I didn't want to
sketch.
get anyone too excited because we know this show has a history with pencil sketch drawings.
Nothing can compare to a pencil sketch drawing. A good quality pencil sketch can get you so far.
I am pumped about this episode. I may venture to say this was the best episode so far this season.
I will forgive them for showing us more of Christine and David's wedding special, which they aired a year ago.
I feel like I can't even say anything about it because my main complaint would have been that they used all the same footage, but they did throw something in new for us with Avalon going missing.
That was going to be my game. Was that included in the original?
Do you think we just forgot?
And did I just block it out of my memory? Did I completely dismiss it?
It's possible.
I think it may have been included and we just dismissed it.
You know, I really prefer thinking that somewhere in the editing bay, the person who works on Sister Wives is just infuriated that they tried to give us something new and nobody cared.
I tried. Tried so hard.
Speaking of, Natalia Grace is coming back.
With a vengeance.
This is part 3.
I think it's Revenge of Natalia or something like that. One of the titles. Natalia Strikes Back. The Rise of Natalia Grace. It's one of those.
I'm excited. We got to get through watching it. It's like 6 parts again, but I think that may end up on the Patreon.
They're consistent. Yeah, it's probably going to be a Let's Talk About It later this month.
What is this, though? This is season 19, episode 16. A time to weep, a time to laugh.
I guess you can pick and choose when your time to weep and your time to laugh.
Is this another Bible verse? I mean, of course.
They're all Bible verses, yeah.
I'm just revealing what a heathen I am every week.
A time to reap, a time to sow, yes. There's lessons in there to be learned.
I like that better. That should have been the name of this episode.
It's part of the same parable.
Yeah, well, why didn't they? I wanted that part.
Well, I think it's because
there was a lot of reaping what you sowed with the whole story with Kody.
Well, a little bit, but there's also... You don't know whether to laugh or cry when Robyn gets bucked off an ATV.
Oh, you know what?
I knew what to do, though.
But forget it. Let's get through this because we got to talk about that.
Okay, the episode description for this one is Meri cuts up a quilt that celebrated her marriage to Kody. Christine and David are in Moab, preparing for their magical day. Robyn and Kody have a difficult conversation about the breakup of the family.
Okay, here's my rewrite. Robyn proves she's Kody's ride or die. Kody tells Meri, I want my pink shirt back. Unlike us, Christine doesn't want her wedding to end.
Unlike us, meaning like you and me?
All of us, collectively, the audience.
Okay, yeah. I thought you meant like our wedding. You wanted our wedding to end, Carly? I think by the end of it, I was ready for it to end by the end of it. For a couple of reasons.
Yeah, a couple of Key West coolers in, and I was ready to leave. All right, the pony's in the water. Actually, it's on the ATV.
Near the water, adjacent to the pond.
Okay, this is also why this episode is skyrocketed to the top so far for me, is they didn't waste our time. The first 3 minutes of the episode, Robyn gets in the ATV accident.
We got right to it. What we wanted to see. This is what we're here for. They did not disappoint.
We didn't plan on starting with Cody and Robyn. Are we doing it? I just realized that. We got so excited to talk about the ATV that we fucking forgot the order in which we were about to recap everybody.
I think we're just excited about talking about the ATV.
We're going
Maybe
with
we'll
it.
do the ATV first.
Okay.
And then we'll do Christine wedding. And then Meri's one scene where she's destroying yet another Kody Horcrux. Only 6 more to go, I think. Plus the scar on her forehead. I don't know.
That's why there's still so many episodes to go this season.
Yeah, it must be. And then we'll circle back on the heartfelt conversation between Robyn and Kody at the end. We'll bookend with Robyn and Kody.
I do feel like they're trying to prove Robyn's fun. And every time she's on camera, it feels so forced. And I'm not really understanding what happened. because she used to talk very freely. She wasn't shy. And her personality kind of feels like it's completely changed to me.
I'm worried about traumatic brain injury. I'm worried about personality.
So.
Yeah, personality shift that's happened here. Is this an origin point for the change in Robyn's character? I did like that they had to cut away after she got bucked off to then we had to swap out the stunt double who actually took the fall. And then we had to get Robyn to lay in position.
You don't believe that it was really her?
She took that like it was a legitimate
She's
bump.
a professional.
Yeah, like
she's been in a rodeo before.
Over the top, over the handlebars, over the front, and she rolled with it.
I gotta tell you, when everybody kept referring to it as Robyn being bucked off of the ATV, I feel like I didn't really fully grasp the fact that she was truly bucked off of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was basically what happened. And right over the handlebars.
Where are all the people who are good at Photoshop out there? We need Robyn getting bucked off of, they're not horses. They're someone tell me about rodeos. Carly Animal Facts. Uh-oh.
Rodeo facts?
Carly Rodeo Facts?
Well, here's the trick. Sometimes they do have bucking broncos, which those are horses that you can get bucked off of. But
Okay.
I think what you're thinking of is bull riding.
A bull riding. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
It was
are you
kinda
talking
like
about
that.
like a mechanical bull?
No, but that could be fun too. I'm not going to limit people's creativity.
The machinery that Robyn is used to riding. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Up
Yeah,
for
no.
interpretation.
She did mention that she doesn't let the kids know about her wild times on motorized vehicles.
Is she trying to steal Christine's Freaky Betch title?
It just made me think about the photograph of her and Kody on the hood of the car that's in their room.
Yeah, the engagement photo.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that was a wild time on a motorized vehicle.
Their bare ass cheeks just permanently splayed on the hood there.
How did we get to bare ass cheeks?
I don't
Just
know.
a snail trail of brownie batter
Yeah, pretty much.
leaking down the hood. All right. She's laying on the ground. Well, let's talk about what happened, because I'm not really sure who's at fault. If we were the insurance company, if something did actually happen and they had to put in a claim, who was the driver who caused the accident?
I would say that they are equally at fault for the accident, but then Robyn would be, this was more of a self-sustained potential injury, if there was any injury that happened from this, because she took it upon herself to veer off into a more dangerous area where she then launched off the ATV. She didn't really have anywhere else to go, though. Kody was coming right for her.
I guess it was either slam on the brakes or keep going. Kody wasn't hitting the brakes.
He did,
Barely.
but it was like after she had turned away.
Too
and
late.
Yeah, it was way too late at that point. You're not helping anything. It's already over.
He's also saying she's a speed demon, but like how fast were they going?
I think she's just a
She's like,
demon.
going
yeah, maybe not a speed
15.
demon.
A solid 15. We saw her drive up that, what was it, the driveway to Meri's house? The car was barely rolling.
Oh, yeah, when she was coming on moving day.
Mm-hmm.
She was not a speed demon that day.
Is the problem that she had her foot on the gas and the brake at the same time? She got them confused.
Oh, so maybe that's why she goes faster on an ATV, because it's just a throttle. So there is no foot that is on the gas. So she does better in that.
Better? She
Better,
ended up in an
faster.
accident.
Faster, better. Yes.
She's laying on the ground, just on her back, feet in the air.
Well,
Very
no.
familiar position.
No.
Why is she wearing, I couldn't stop looking at her TJ Maxx ankle boots, her pleather ankle boots from TJ Maxx from 2009. That is our gear to go ATV riding.
She was mostly prepared for filming. She didn't know what the activity was going to be.
This is a Real Housewives episode.
And then she found out, uh-oh, I'm going to have to pretend to be fun on camera. Get my purple helmet.
Even if after she gets the wind knocked out of her, it was a purple helmet, was it?
Purple helmet, purple white
Of
helmet.
course it was.
Yes, of course.
But she's laying on the ground and she's like, what happened?
Oh, the sound that she made, though, when she went, huh? Going over the handlebars.
She got
Huh?
yeeted over the side of it.
That I had to play a couple times. Just a couple few.
You know she had to be thinking, everyone's going to love the fact that I got thrown off of this thing and I'm laying in the dirt.
It was a Midwest moment. Oh. Over the handlebars. Oh.
Cody's concerned, kind of like, there was no yelling. The crew took their time getting over there.
No, I mean, I think the response time was reasonable.
Okay.
And Kody said nothing. He just stopped his vehicle, turned it off, and then immediately went over to her.
He thought mission accomplished. I'm done with this one too.
1, 2, 3, and 4. All done.
No, but the film crew, I expect you to throw the camera down and start administering first aid to me.
Well, the first aid that gets administered here is not really your textbook sort of treatment options here when you aren't sure if someone has a head injury or a back injury. If it was spinal and we're immediately trying to rip her helmet off of her head, I don't think that is the first response you should go with.
He does ask if anything hurts, if she thinks anything's broken before he starts touching her.
Just my pride.
She's like, I don't think so. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to rip the helmet off your head.
Yeah, she doesn't know what hurts.
Her neck? Is your neck okay?
There is some stiffness.
Nothing out of the norm.
I think she's got to do a couple more of those exercises where she's tilting her head up and down and up and down. Check your neck, Robyn.
She's got whiplash. Whoa.
Flippin' whiplash.
Flippin' whiplash. Thank God they didn't have to helivac anyone in here, though.
That was an interesting course of action.
Where does he think they are? There is a fucking road that runs along Coyote Pass. Why does he think that they have to have helicopters from the hospital come and land like they're in the middle of fucking nowhere?
I was going to have to call for an evac.
He's going to have to drop a pin so they can find their location. No, thank God Robyn's okay.
Thank God she's not a Plath child. They never would have got there in time.
And now that we know she's okay, Kody starts just berating her about how the whole accident was her fault. They are filming this, so in case they need to provide this to the insurance company, he's making sure that his side of the story gets told.
You never let them know that you have a dash cam. I wish they had some GoPro helmet cam footage. Man, I would have paid money for that.
Oh, that would have been a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. To see Robyn go head over heels off of that thing. Well, her stunt double, whoever did that.
Get her POV as she tumbled over the front of the ATV.
I'm living for it.
I thought we were going to have hospital footage part 2. Like Dayton's ATV accident with Robyn and the...
Runs in the family. Just...
the Civil War photo.
Yeah. It would be Kody at Robyn's bedside, nursing her through. I don't think he would be taking care of her, actually.
No, I was thinking through this. If Robyn was seriously injured or maimed, do we think that Kody would stick around? Because that's statistically a thing, that a lot of men leave their wives when something bad happens to them health-wise. And I do feel like Kody would be that statistic.
It's like when he was asking Gabe and Garrison, well, who's going to take care of Janelle if she gets COVID? And Gabe and Garrison were like, us? Probably?
Not you.
Not you, dude.
You didn't even come up on the list of the first 5 people that I would expect.
And Kody was so offended by that. Well, no, me. I mean, I would. No, you wouldn't. He clearly would not. And he didn't when she did get COVID eventually, too. At least Kody wasn't asking Robyn any hard questions like, how many fingers am I holding up? Or
he really didn't do much to make sure she didn't have a head injury. Other than just, do you feel okay?
To be fair,
does anything feel broken?
I think it would be really hard to run that diagnostics test on Robyn.
The happy face, the pain scale.
Just that, or just between how are your cognitive functioning skills right now versus a regular day? It's going to be tough to tell if a head injury has occurred.
She's permanently at like the 6 on the pain scale, just face-wise.
Oh, in facial, yeah.
Emotion.
Yeah, the expression that she gives, if we were making a Robyn pain scale, it's just...
They're like, somewhere between a 4 and a 6.
A lot of that, yeah.
You know who is in zero pain? Pure joy, laughter, happiness, excitement, Christine Woolley.
Christine Woolley.
She's getting married. None of us knew it. I kind of can't believe that they didn't just knock the whole wedding out in one episode.
Yeah, the fact that The wedding special itself was split into 2 episodes, and then they still had to replicate that by splitting it across 2 episodes. Was kind of like torture at this point.
It took them forever to figure out which 7 minutes they were going to include in this.
Yeah, they didn't know how to cut around it.
They felt like so much of it was important. Really, what are the highlights? Because I'm bored talking about something the second time around. It's just Cody, Robyn, Meri not invited to the wedding. Again, not shocking to anybody.
That's a big part of it.
They've ruined her life for long enough.
We had facials and mimosas.
Yes.
And some enlightening conversation there with the daughters.
Again, facials.
Risky.
That's a stretch of the word.
Yeah, and it was scary to do that the day before you're getting married.
Well, I thought that when I assumed that they were going to have like a full facial at a salon, but this was just one of the cheap face masks that you grab at Target, which are a sensory nightmare.
Okay. Well, and with the fair-skinned bunch that we have here, everyone's face was red just from that.
They were irritated.
So that in and of itself is just a risk enough.
I like the picture that they took where Truly had the mask on with the glasses over the mask.
And she was wearing
that was a look.
Like a beard hanging down from her face.
I don't know. There were a few of them who were looking a little scary.
It was a little Hannibal Lecter.
It wasn't really like a heartwarming, endearing day at the spa photograph.
Yeah, not so much.
Could you take a picture while I'm getting my nails done? Not while I have a cum mask stuck to my face.
Excuse me?
Very cold. Quite the opposite of what you'd expect.
Oh, no.
I don't know how to transition from that to...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
David.
You really backed us into a corner here.
Yeah, I enjoyed... I'm going to say something nice about the footage. Christine talking about how Truly lights up when David compliments her and how that is something that Christine loves to see. I want more of that energy. I wish that Christine would talk more about all of the positive impacts of having David be part of the kids' lives versus her talking about how great her life is because of David and how she doesn't give a shit about what any of the kids think.
Yeah, that wasn't a great angle to go with. And they really leaned into that. And that was kind of how they paved the way to the wedding this time. I didn't like that. This was definitely a better route to go, even though they did cut around some of Isabel's concerns, because I think that was when we first saw her voicing those, was on the initial airing of this a year ago.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I feel like it was in the first episode where she talked about how she thought it was weird that they were calling him their stepdad and that she wasn't ready to take that step.
It was part of the whole mimosas and facials conversation.
Yeah, I think it was. I've not gone back and rewatched that because I figured here we are, we're going to do it again anyway.
Yeah, they brought it to me.
We're on this journey a second time against our will.
Yeah.
The David Truly thing is actually an interesting avenue that I hope that they explore more next season, because there's this big piece of the story that I feel like has been missing ever since Christine moved away from Flagstaff, which is, what is Cody's ongoing relationship with Truly? And like, we all know the answer is there is no relationship, but I want them to talk about that more. Like, explicitly say it and talk about the disappointment in the fact that he doesn't go out of his way to see one of his tenders.
Well, I'm sure as soon as we get to the legal battle that's going to ensue with the custody of Truly and the subsequent paternity testing.
They better be filming every second of that.
I need that. All of that. Every single piece of that. You can air that twice for me.
I think the problem is we like drama too much, and this isn't drama.
Yeah, we know what to expect. Well, one, because we've already seen it, and then also just because this is completely glossed over, no concerns, everything happy-go-lucky.
No, not quite. They did try to drum up the drama of, will the day be beautiful? Will it be a celebration, a day to remember? Or will a small child drown in the river?
The looming threat of having a child swept away by a fast-moving body of water so close to the ceremony nuptials, wasn't expecting that. I'm seriously questioning if we saw it on the original run. I don't think this is bonus footage. I think they included this. I think they did, and we blocked it out because we said, no, that was ridiculous. They inserted that just for there was no other drama for the day. So they had to go with this horrible storyline approach that Avalon has gone missing as part of the rehearsal here.
Okay. Was anyone surprised that it was Avalon? That it was one of McKelty's kids?
Who?
Yeah, we don't know her.
I'm doing this new thing. When anybody mentions McKelty, I'm just going to pretend like I have no fucking clue who that is. That's my new thing for 2025. I think I'm going to try that out, and we'll see where that takes me this year.
She's on our last fucking nerve.
I don't know her.
2024.
Don't know who that is. One of Christine's daughters. I don't know. She's got a lot of kids, guys. It's hard to keep track.
The other two can't walk, so I guess,
that's
good for them. They remained safe and on dry land.
You can roll down a water embankment there.
That's true.
Yeah, so that doesn't make you safe. Avalon was with Tony's mom the whole time. Did she not hear an entire band of people screaming Avalon's name?
No.
I guess not. Missed that.
Where was Tony? I saw McKelty running all over the place.
Hopping fences?
Yeah, she's
Doubling
jumping
back?
over things.
Running through gates?
She's jumping over hurdles in a skirt. A skort? I think it was a skort situation. She's trying to find this baby. Tony, MIA. He was probably with her, with his mom, with Maria.
Yeah.
They were just playing a game of chess under the tent somewhere.
Over by the edge of the water. Best place to play chess.
Well, that was the most exciting part of the whole thing. Then they go on the Unwind and Dine river cruise.
Unwind, dined, and eventually 69.
That's Christine's hope. She saw that wedding cabin.
Oh, baby. We didn't see Janelle's drunken speech on the barge here.
No,
the party barge.
I actually wanted more of that when we watched the two-parter.
Yeah, the original.
This time last year.
See, I think the only person who should be allowed to give speeches at weddings now in the family is Christine's mom, Annie. She was saying some heartfelt stuff. And again, justice for Annie because Christine picked the pattern. So Don't forget.
No, Annie is redeemed in our eyes. And yes, that was like a very sweet little speech she gave about how much she, I guess, looks up to Christine and how brave she is and how happy she is for her that she's finally broken out of polygamy and gotten away from Kody.
Oh, gosh, well, yeah, you think about how tumultuous their relationship had been because Christine's mom left polygamy. That was a whole separation point for them for a really long time.
Remember when they were afraid that Grandma Annie was going to abduct their kids to get them out of plural marriage?
Corey and Carly, remember? That was a talking point. There were a few episodes.
I mean, maybe that's what almost happened to Avalon.
That's why they were worried. They had to get eyes on her.
Eyes on Grandma and your eyes on Avalon.
On both. But they were only calling out for Avalon's name, so maybe just Avalon. I don't know how they managed to make David less interesting in this, but it seems like whatever they cut out from the previous footage, he just seems so boring in all this stuff. We've lost all of his humor, his interjections. It's a lot of just, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, we did that.
That was a lot of his commentary.
That was fun.
That and like a lot of just, he kind of, I don't want to say he grunts. He just makes a lot of sounds of agreement.
Yeah.
You know what he is? He is the best person to have with you if you get pulled over. You know how you can't really like say anything that's definitive? You kind of just go,
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just
exactly.
It's a lot of that.
You don't admit to anything.
No. So
You're driving a little fast down there. They did have his little moment where he rolled onto the
What are you going to go with?
I want to say aisle. He didn't roll down the aisle though.
Oh man, if he rolled down the aisle, that would have been something. Like
Willy Wonka.
Oh, that would have been good. Yeah, a little tumble. What I pictured in my mind was the kid from Hook when he just like rolls like a cannonball down the lane and just knocks a bunch of people over. That's the image that came into my head if he's going to roll down the aisle.
Whatever. We have a lot more to go next week, so buckle up. Let's get to Meri.
Meri, quite contrary.
Kind of back to being a little bit of an Eeyore, isn't she? But she's still spilling the tea, so we can't really complain.
Thanks for noticing. Yeah, it's not Robyn. Robyn's not the Eeyore. Meri is Eeyore. Do not take that from her.
I fully expected that this was going to be another moment where Meri was trying to destroy an object that symbolized her marriage to Kody to help her think that she is over him. But the true bullshit of this is that Kody asked for his stuff back.
So we find out there was another virginity quilt that was made. So it predates Logan's virginity quilt when he went away to college.
Meri loves to take something, cut it up, and make it into a quilt or a teddy bear or something other than it originally was.
Something totally new. It's different now. She likes to worthy up materials.
Although this wasn't Meri's idea. She told us that Kody was the one who suggested that they should take all of their old stuff. It was like a bunch of t-shirts.
That was wild to me, where Kody wanted his stuff back. He wanted his shirts, multiple shirts that are embedded in this quilt now. But then he was blaming Meri for being this weird possessive person who wanted all of these things of Kody's. And because this was for like their 10th wedding anniversary. So it was all of these things from Kody's past that Meri owns now, and it's hers and it belongs to her. And he was painting this whole weird conspiracy theory about how Meri clutches this quilt every night and is just rocking back and forth and sobbing, missing Kody so much. I think that's the mental image that he needed to make in his mind to say, yeah, I need to ask for that stuff back.
She's using it to do voodoo or something. He's
Not
worried
even
about
voodoo.
that.
He just wanted to give Robyn these tattered shirts, I guess. He wants to give that to Robyn instead. Because he vaguely said he felt uncomfortable because Meri had possession of all this stuff and he wasn't able to like give that to any of his other wives, even though he wasn't going to give it to Janelle or Christine.
I do feel like Robyn asked about things from his childhood and he was like, Meri took them all.
Murray's holding them hostage.
And there was some good shit in there.
Was there? Oh, the Price is Right shirt. That was top notch for me.
Yeah, that is a story that we've heard that Kody and Meri were on The Price is Right or like went to The Price is Right and are in the background at some point.
Okay, because this is where I had to ask, was because people are poring over Price is Right footage online trying to find this. And I think that's the problem with The Price is Right, is people who say when we went to The Price is Right or when we were on The Price is Right, that's a very loose definition because you didn't get your come on down moment. You weren't on The Price is Right. You happened to be in the wide shot that they start every single episode with before they zoom push in on the person that they're announcing.
Yeah, if you tell me that you were on The Price is Right, you better have been in a showcase.
Showcase showdown or get the fuck out.
That would be such a fun game night to have all of the sister wives compete in a game of The Price is Right.
Robyn doesn't know what anything costs unless we're talking specific QVC inventory.
She would be so fucking good at
Then
that.
she is savant to the max. She's got it dialed in.
I really thought that he wanted the Toby Keith shirt. As soon as I saw it, I thought, Kobe?
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 Pass the ball to Kobe. Pass the ball to Kobe.
Toby Keith passed away in 2024, and I thought Kody was like, where's that shirt?
I've been meaning to put together my Toby Keith shrine. I didn't know where it went.
Let's talk about your favorite square.
All of Cody's wrestling stuff?
No.
Oh, no.
The
Oh,
one where Meri had to assure us.
oh, she had to point it out to us and let us
This
know.
is not us.
Hey, by the way, you may be confused why me and Kody look like this in this image here. Turns out it's not actually Meri and Kody. Their faces are superimposed onto bodies which are not theirs.
It was giving a Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen video, like VHS cover, wasn't it? Was Kody wearing a top hat?
He had bangs.
Yeah, he did.
They had the
he
bangs.
had plath hair.
Yes, very much so.
Mary's wearing a very Blossom-esque hat.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what that tile was for, but Meri just had to assure us and let us know this is AI-generated art.
I've been making a lot of it. Now, that's like a boardwalk picture.
An airbrush at the county fair. They'll put it on the shirt for you.
How Jen did not have to stifle laughter when Meri had to clarify, that is not us. That's not our bodies, but it is us. Like, it's our faces, but it's not us.
Yeah, I get it. And I could tell right away, pretty much from looking at it, that that's exactly what was going on. To be fair, Meri was tricked by a catfish online. So
that is true.
We know her media literacy is subpar at best.
It's going to take forever to cut this thing apart. That's why this was the only thing we got from Meri out of this episode. It took a full day's work to cut every one of those squares out of there. There were also just like random quotes or something. Were they even quotes? We thought they were song lyrics.
We tried to search a few of them. Some of them came back close to Journey songs, but not really.
I don't know what that was. Inspirational manifestations, I guess.
Jen was just disappointed that she didn't call in sick today. She's going to have to cut all of these up too, and this is a grueling task.
Yeah, who knew that when you signed up to work for Meri, you really could just be asked to do anything?
Other duties as assigned is what it says in the job description.
I wouldn't want to do it. Like, I'm not going to touch Cody's old ratty t-shirts. I'll cut just the squares that belong to you.
I'll sort them. When you cut them out, and then you set them over here, and then I'll say, okay, yeah, this one goes here, this one goes there.
I guess as she's doing this, it's bringing back some trauma because she starts telling what happened when they moved from Lehigh to Vegas and how Kody approached her, I guess in the middle of a fight or something, or just on a regular day over coffee, and told her, Meri, you have been horrible to me for 20 years. So it might take me that long to work things out with you. And basically, you'll just have to endure it because I had to endure 20 years of you making me miserable every day.
Revenge.
Am I getting that right?
Yeah, it's time to taste your own medicine here, Meri, in Vegas. Let's put this into context, though, real quick. So this is when they're living in their temporary rental in Vegas. So this is immediately following the Flea High move when Kody is pumping Robyn full of brownie batter every night.
Oh, already done.
And
remember, they didn't even get out of the first rental.
Saul is on his way, pretty much. And that's what Kody is talking to Meri about. That's where they're at in their relationship.
Not great. She did clarify for us that she did understand the vibes he was putting out. The fact that he was trying to give her the memo that he wasn't interested in having a relationship anymore. But at the same time, he kept saying that he was trying to work through things and figure out how they could have a relationship. So that's why she stuck around. It's not because she's stupid.
This is when the list of demands became apparent, where Meri was tasked with the impossible task of coming up with a list where Kody has pieced together all of these issues. Here's all the things that you bother me, Meri, and here's the reasons why, and fix all of those things. So then that way we can have a good relationship. It's amazing to me that this is Kody's approach to marriage and relationships in general, where he expects a perfect relationship to just be handed to him. He wants a wife to be diluted enough to brainwash herself.
Diluted or diluted?
Diluted and diluted and dilated to to come with the mentality that whatever I get is good enough and I'm just here to agree with Kody. And that's what he wants. Because
that's what he got in Robyn.
That's what he got in Robyn. So then he had that expectation for all of his other wives, and then they weren't doing that. And then this is upsetting to him because that means that he has to work on stuff. Kody doesn't like to work on stuff.
Oh, no. The problem's all with you.
No, yeah. You need to just reset your expectations. Just level set with yourself to go ahead and drop that bar a little bit lower. So that way I can be your perfect husband to you with whatever I'm able to give you at the time, which is not much.
I thought it was very creative that instead of mentioning it was a list of things that he wanted her to fix about herself, he called it a roadmap. Because I think he was offended the last time she mentioned that there was a list. He denies that. Instead, is a roadmap any different? I feel like that's almost more insulting. A roadmap to a better you.
It's a suggestion.
It's kind of like worthy up, isn't it? Is that what he told Meri to do? Worthy up?
It's too defined. That's if you have a roadmap, that's a little too clearly laid out, I think. Worthy up is still a mystery. to a lot of us.
I totally believe that he did this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is something that happened.
He sent her on a wild goose chase for 15 years, something like that, however long it's been. Over a decade.
Give or take, yeah.
But he has no power over her anymore. She doesn't care what Kody thinks.
Well, that's good to finally be in that place, but it took a while.
I still don't feel like she's really over him.
That's what we worry about, is that if Kody called Meri up, then they would just be right back at it again. I'm telling you, there might be... Kody was talking about how their marriage started hard, it was hard, it ended hard.
The beginning, the middle, and the end was all hard.
It's all hard.
The end especially.
Cody's hard.
In that moving truck. He gets the Peloton bike.
Oh, man.
Back to Cody and Robyn.
I guess we've cleared her for contact now.
I think she has amnesia. I'm concerned.
I don't know, because almost it seems like maybe it knocked some sense into her too.
for like a minute.
For a minute, but then she does start forgetting things. And then I start to worry about the head injury thing because I think she gets very confused. Again, it's hard to tell what is normal Robyn and what is head injury Robyn. I cannot decipher.
So they drive to a special spot somewhere on Coyote Pass where they're going to watch the sunset. But really, they get into an argument.
A place beyond the pines.
She does seem confused as soon as they stop because he makes a joke about how he brought her up here to say something special to her, which was obviously a joke about an impending engagement. It was kind of like reenacting Maddie's engagement. Didn't that happen on the back of an ATV?
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Vaguely familiar. He can't remember where he's heard that story before.
Caleb and Maddie's engagement. Yeah.
She's like, you brought me here to say what?
Oh,
What do
just
you have to
something.
say?
Yeah, something romantic. Like I love you.
If I had a romantic bone in my body and could think of a nice thing to tell you, this is where I would do it. But that is not why they're here. They're here to talk about how their relationship has been changing.
Well, not their relationship. Everyone else around them has been changing, which is impacting their relationship. But it's not them. It's not their fault. It's everybody else.
Robyn did try to throw Christine, Meri, and Janelle under the bus in her talking head about this, about how they were changing. Also, that's not a bad thing for people to change. If people don't change, that's when you should start getting concerned.
Which Robyn and Kody assure us they have not changed.
Although this was the moment where I questioned, did that head injury knock some sense into Robyn? Because Kody mentions the whole thing about how the family was getting in the way of his goals. And she stops him and says, you know that sounds really bad, right?
There were a few points in this conversation where I was agreeing with what Robyn was saying. And Robyn was saying some real shit to Kody in this conversation.
Yeah, that's why I think she was a little brazen after getting hit in the head.
She got clunked around. There was some confidence building that was going on in there.
Although it could just be that she thought maybe we need to take the scene from the top again because that wasn't a great thing to say. Do you have another line prepared? But what about Janelle? How are things with Janelle?
Not good. Not too good, if we're being honest. It's pretty bad.
It was weird that she's bringing that up again because it has felt this whole season like it's pretty final between Kody and Janelle. And like everybody knows that. But all of a sudden, Robyn is questioning if there's still hope to fix that relationship.
So that's when we went and took a peek at what was airing around that time. So this is like fall, October. If we're talking about Christine and David's wedding, that was like around October of 2023.
It's got to be the fall because they're both wearing jackets.
Yeah,
but nothing too heavy.
Yeah. Cody's just got his North Face lightweight zip up on with no hood. I have the exact same one.
I did. I told you that.
So that felt weird. Cody's got style.
Dispose of that.
What are we going to say? I don't know what else to say about it.
Robyn bought it. Let's be real.
Yeah, for real. But we went back and checked what was airing around that time. That was the fight with Kody and Janelle, where he pointed at the camera and looked into all of our souls and killed a little bit of our innocence. Part of my soul died that day. So I think Robyn saw some of that footage and she didn't like this dude that she's seeing on TV yelling at Janelle.
How do you come back from a fight like that? If anything, I feel like that should have assured you that it's probably over. Maybe she thinks that because that's aired that it reopens the conversation again.
Maybe that's telling as to some of the fights that Robyn and Kody have, where that's how Kody fights. And it can get bad. It can get ugly. He was talking about how he's told her in arguments that he's been mad enough to want to leave her.
Did he, though? I think he gets the wives confused because she was like, me? Leave me? Like,
Well,
she's never heard that ever in her life.
And I think that was the head injury that was coming into play, too, where she couldn't piece this together.
She's like, ooh?
Who are you? Who are you?
That's a mean way to fight.
It's just...
It's a threat that you're going to leave.
To threaten that you're going to leave is always an empty threat. If you're going to say that you're going to leave, then just leave. I'm just saying, like, to go to that in an argument is very immature. And it doesn't help anything. So, I mean, I get Kody's frustration at times. And he was trying to say that he was frustrated with the other wives. And then he said that out of anger to Robyn. But he didn't mean it. And then Meri had defended some of the stuff that Kody says out of anger too that he doesn't mean. No, I think he means a lot of this stuff that he says.
I think those are the only moments that you're getting like the mask dropping and you're getting the true Kody.
Well, like there's the
unfiltered thoughts.
Yeah, like the honesty then that he doesn't always portray.
I do think that they came here to film something that was supposed to be a fun, sweet segment between them where they had fun on the ATVs and now they were going to have a little conversation. And then it took a turn when she started bringing up fixing things with Janelle. And rightfully so, Kody points out, you did this with Meri. You're doing the same thing over again. You begged me to fix things with Meri. In fact, you forced me to stay with Meri. You told me that I couldn't leave, and I'm not doing that again.
So Robyn's mental gymnastics were more impressive than her front flip off the ATV. Because now she's working into this mentality where she didn't force Kody to stay in a relationship with Meri. She just had the looming judgment of completely losing respect for him as a man and as a husband if he gave up on his relationship with Meri. Which Kody picked up on that, an unspoken thing that was just kind of hanging over their relationship there. And so he just kept dragging it along and mistreating Meri until she decided to leave.
You could tell that Robyn was trying to figure out how to explain exactly what she had said without using the words that Kody had just used. Because what she landed on was, no, I just said, like, you should try to fix things with her.
But there's an implication there. There's an implication under there, Robyn.
But that's just, it doesn't sound forceful enough. I feel like we've heard her speak more passionately about Kody fixing his relationship with Meri to the producers. So I'm pretty sure that there was a lot more emotion behind it than just, yeah, you should probably fix things with her.
Well, and even the suggestion when Christine was done with Kody and had kicked him out of her house, and Robyn's suggestion was, you should go sleep on Christine's couch until things get better. What? That's your solution to this? That's what you're suggesting?
Remember that was when she was trying to force him to have a conversation with Christine by just hanging around the house until, I guess, Christine's will broke and she finally decided to have a conversation with him? She has bad advice, bad takes. But
and she still has, oh my God, the read that she still has on Meri, where she is clinging to the fact that Meri doesn't know how she felt about ending the relationship with Kody. She still wanted to be there, but then it had just dragged out for so long. She had nowhere else to go. It had to end. It just ended.
She didn't want to leave. She just couldn't do what you were doing anymore. There's a difference.
Convinced that she knows what Meri was feeling more than what Meri has told her outright repeatedly.
She does that with everyone in her life, though, because she does that with Kody, and then she presents it as though that's being an empath.
Completely diluted, though. Yeah.
Diluted or diluted?
Both. And dilated, too. I'm getting dilated.
I feel like we need a sepia tone flashback for that joke.
Well, it's just the same level of delusion that Robyn has where she still thinks that she's going to end up in the cul-de-sac on Coyote Pass with Janelle, Christine, and Meri building houses next to her somehow.
Speaking of, it would have been a lot less awkward if David and Christine had invited Robyn and Kody to the wedding, because it's a little uncomfortable when you don't invite your neighbors
it would
to
be
big events.
The neighborly thing to do would be to extend a courtesy invite, but when you're not getting those invitations, I think you should know it's not going to happen.
I need to tell you, a piece of my soul lit up when Robyn clocked that Kody was throwing her under the bus by talking about how she begged him to fix things with Meri and now is repeating history. And she launches her own accusation back at him about how he's been rewriting history and how he's saying a lot of things that are really confusing to her.
That's just because you have a minor concussion. Everything that you're hearing right now.
She's got like one giant pupil and one tiny one.
Everything you hear is going to be very confusing.
She's looking like Steven on Love is Blind.
Until you go and get this checked out. We need to put you in the dark room for a little while.
It was enjoyable to watch the two of them get very close to being honest on camera about things they're upset with one another about. Again, I think this went from being, let's show everyone how great our relationship is, to these things that are festering can't help but come to the surface.
It was interesting, though, where they ended up where it was still everybody else's problem around them. It wasn't their problems. And all of their problems are with these surrounding people. Because now Robyn has to let go of this dream that she's held on to for so long. And that's what Kody has to apologize to her for, that he tricked her into joining this family because he pretended like he loved his wives, which he kind of loved his wives at the time. He has to tell Robyn that he did love them at the time, because otherwise he would be outright lying.
I do believe him when he explains that. I don't think that Kody knew what being in love was actually like, because he felt the same level of quote unquote love with the first three.
Well, no, because then he even tried to take that as an angle where he was saying, well, we were working together. All of us were working together at that time.
He was trying to avoid saying that they loved each other. Just we were working together as a team.
Yes. And there was this collective goal that we were all working towards of having the big family and polygamy in general, big polygamous family, happy-go-lucky. And Robyn saw that and wanted in on that too. She then asks him directly, though, if he loved them. And then he has to back into that again. Well, yeah, I guess I thought I did at the time, because he's explained that before too.
I kind of felt bad for Robyn in this moment, which made me question if I too fell off an ATV.
Yeah. I'll have to check you for concussion protocol.
I can kind of understand why she's so unsure and maybe feels a bit unsafe in this relationship at this point, because it is kind of like you were lied to.
That's the scary part for Robyn. And then if she just saw the footage of Kody yelling at Janelle, the fight that happened at the beginning of season 18, and now you're left with this man alone in a monogamous relationship, and we know what Robyn's first monogamous marriage looked like and how that ended, that can be very triggering, I'm assuming.
I would be wondering how long until this man treats me like he treated the other three.
It's only a matter of time, because now you're running out of scapegoats. So they are still placing blame on the ex-wives now. So there is that buffer right now where you still have that time.
Well, it's all the environment. They just need to get out of here.
Cody's
getting the itch to move again.
It's been a couple years, and it's about time that we try to outrun all of those pesky memories and internal thoughts and feelings that we have.
I guess they can't move back to Utah now because Christine has already taken Utah. So
and Meri.
And Meri.
Yeah, it's too many ex-wives. You're outnumbered.
Now he's considering Europe.
Which is a close alternative. If you can't move to Utah, the next logical place to go is Europe. Just generally Europe. Not any country specifically. Just Europe as a continent.
I know that Europeans hate that. Yeah, how do you think Robyn would do as an expat?
Probably about as well as she's doing as a polygamist. Pretty close.
Maybe that's why Cody's been learning Spanish.
Hola, mi bambinos?
They're going to try Barcelona.
Got plenty of sun.
Be good for Saul.
He needs it every second of sun.
What other European city do you think would be a good fit for them?
Dublin.
Dublin?
I wouldn't wish that upon Ireland.
Too much Janelle energy for them.
Yeah, Janelle's going to come visit. They can't step foot in Ireland. Germany, Austria, Ireland, you got to stay out of those. Janelle's bound to visit at some point. Those are all claimed.
Christine just went on her honeymoon cruise. They're going to have to cross all those places off the list. They stopped at a lot of ports. We're going to avoid port cities. Going inland.
Yeah. They'll go to Switzerland. They are neutral Switzerland in every single thing.
Robyn can't even get past the mall in Sedona, so I don't think that they're going to Europe anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that check's going to clear.
She has always wanted to go to London, though. She did tell Meri that.
You're never going to go when you're with Kody. He's not going to Stonehenge.
Now the question is, can you accept Kody as monogamous? Because that's what we're in. We're in a marriage with just two people. Is that clear? Things are over with Janelle. She has said the words, it's over. And also, I am not interested in having a relationship with her.
Here's how over it is. Janelle feels to me the way that I felt to Meri.
Janelle is to Kody as Kody is to Meri.
That is the SAT question equivalent that we have to present to you right now. And this is where Robyn is getting confused again. Who? To what? Who? Who? Are you talking about me?
It's all about her, though. It comes back to the fact that she's having an identity crisis now because being in plural marriage was a big part of who she was. That and shopping at QVC.
Can Robyn go to therapy? I mean, she suggested it to Kody, which he balked at immediately. But could Robyn maybe give it a try? If she's having this identity crisis, this midlife, if you want to call it midlife, because they're supposed to be, 150, 200 by the time they clock out. I don't know.
I do think that she should be going to therapy, of course.
Everybody should.
Will she? I don't think so.
These
I think
two people,
she will drown her sorrows in the floral pattern section of Kohl's.
And clutching a $6,000 bear figurine.
All right, we can't finish this episode without talking about Kody's purity talk. Is that what we're going to call it?
Oh, man, I forgot about this. And this was huge. This was big news. They didn't even bring this up in their New York Times bestseller.
No, I felt kind of deceived.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been something good to dish as part of the book deal here.
The whole point he's trying to make is that the relationships he had with Christine and Janelle, they never that deep. He wasn't really safe in those relationships. They love to use the word safe.
And deep.
They never had that level of intimacy that he had with Meri, surprisingly, and with Robyn.
I think Meri, it was forced out of him. And then Robyn, he spilled the beans to her a month into their relationship.
Oh, come on. Because Robyn told her story.
Oh, yeah. That if it's coming
the origin story of Dame Brianna.
She has to have her purity talk with Kody, and then he would have to one-up her with his own purity talk.
That's most of their conversations. He lost his virginity in college. He was a bad, bad boy.
Kody was a naughty boy in college. What's the expose on that looking like? Are we going to be able to get a hold of this lady?
Will she ever come forward? I don't know. Probably not after seeing what has played out on television. Do you think, well, he said it was at college. Do you think it was on his mission?
At college. Yeah. Does he count the mission as college?
I didn't remember that Kody even went to college.
Was it BYU? Probably, right? That's where it all
I
happens.
don't know. Everybody goes to BYU.
Was it soaking?
And gets kicked out.
Yeah. Was it soaking or was there thrusting penetration?
We don't need any more details on what happened.
I believe I will need more details in order to make an informed decision as to whether or not virginity and purity are still intact.
I don't know why, but I kind of wanted to know Janelle and Christine's reaction to that.
Yeah, we needed to cut away to that because the producer should have told them and been like, hey, heads up, how do you feel about that?
Not that it matters in the grand scheme of things, but I just kind of want to know, was the topic ever broached? Was it just assumed that the only person that he had ever had an intimate relationship with was Meri? Did he lie to them? I wanted to know more.
You should get tested, mama.
Oh, God. Why couldn't we have just figured it out like other plural families? There's so many other great functional plural families out there that Robyn has heard about.
Man, she did hit her head really hard.
Families that love one another and where the wives will give up their legal marriages so that one of the other sister wives can then marry the husband and have her children legally adopted.
I've never heard of that before, though, ever. anywhere on the planet Earth. Never heard of it.
It's time for a new dream.
Do the Dargers have it figured out? Because I think they were talking about some stuff.
Look, I know that we've had people tell us that there are people in plural relationships where it works, but those are not the people they put on television.
I don't know if I believe that entirely either, because I feel like a lot of times when it does work, it's just because there is a level of just obliviousness that's required in order to make that work. I feel like with all of our experience on Seeking Sister Wife and Sister Wives as a series.
Again, though, I'm telling you, that's why they only are going to put people on TV who have conflict. That's what makes them interesting. You have to be dysfunctional.
But most of the polygamists that they went and visited, or any other people that we've seen,
it didn't end very well.
Yeah, there's not a lot of success rate that's associated with polygamy.
I mean, that's pretty much what Kody tells her. Of the people who are saying they figured their shit out haven't, and they spend their entire lives trying to get to that point and never do. And I'm just not interested in doing that anymore.
So let's stop wasting our time and let's come up with a nice European trip, a new dream to be had, because we just need to put this one behind us and leave it alone.
Isn't it kind of sad and like sick and twisted that they need Robyn to come up with a new dream to lead their lives because she can't process not getting what it is she wants in life, even though everyone else's dream didn't work out for them either?
Well, and that's the point where it's like, for any of the part of the conversation where I could feel bad for Robyn in this, I immediately lose all of that sympathy because she's still clinging to the fact that her dream, her idea of what her life was supposed to look like, which involved all of these other people being puppets and pawns in her reality, she can't let go of that because all of these people have decided to no longer play by those rules and continue on with this. So that's where she lost me. You have no sympathy for me in that situation.
Shall we talk about next episode?
What do we got on the docket? TLC didn't update the description, so I have no idea what's coming up next.
They did not. Meri is coming out to play.
I'm coming out.
The mare bearer. Is she dating? We don't know. You know what's funny? It's like a year pretty much since she unveiled Famous Amos to us.
Yeah, that was a bust.
It didn't even, I don't even think he stuck around long enough to film.
Nope, he only had like one Friday with friends, and that was it.
Blip on the radar. Kody figures out that he needs a lot of attention. It's kind of a lot for Robyn and the kids to deal with.
You don't say. At least he's finally realizing it.
And Christine almost gets it on the dance floor.
Woo! There was close adjacency. Again, yeah, are we talking soaking or are we talking penetration and thrust?
Can't believe we're going to have to watch it again.
We're going to have to analyze it. I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for the bump and grind reception that's going to take place here again. I don't know if I can be ready.
Well, that's it for this episode. Be sure to check out our New Year's Eve special. We know it's not New Year's anymore, although it is that time of year where everyone you interact with wishes you a happy new year. The first week of January is like that.
And Larry David has explored that extensively of how long do you go where you keep saying that throughout January? Is it New Year's after 2 weeks?
Well, I'm not saying it to you. I just want you to know that we had a plethora of guests of Sister Wives creators, so you may want to go check that out. Also over on the Patreon, we're talking about Sold on SLC, Sold on Salt Lake City. We're still not sure exactly what the name of the show is.
Open to interpretation, I guess.
I am so into it. We ended up watching the first 3 episodes in the first night.
Oh, it's fantastic.
There's lots of drama. I didn't think a show about real estate would be that intriguing, but it is.
We've been pulled in on real estate stuff before.
We do love a House Hunters. House Hunters International. We're picky bitches.
Specifically. So be sure to check that out. We got all the links to anything that your heart desires in the episode description related to our podcast. Maybe not everything that you could ever wish for.
Anyway, the last announcement is that we are going to start talking about season 3 of The Traitors this week over on Surviving Reality.
I am very excited for that. And also, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I think it's back this week.
Yeah, finally.
Because, man, it wasn't last week. And that really messed it up.
Bravo is a different world. They take a long vacation.
Okay, to be fair, TLC hasn't done much better. We don't really know what's going on with the schedule. We're kind of floating through oblivion here. I feel like Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar. I'm just somewhere out there by Saturn. So be sure to like and subscribe, and don't miss all the fun stuff that's coming up for the 5-year Podiversary that's happening this month.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.